There's a slim chance that the X-Men will stay in a separate universe under the Disney umbrella, but then this boy said they're gonna be put into the MCU, so they're more than likely just gonna reboot them. I'ma miss you so much, my guy. It's legit been more than a year since I've done one of these. The comic book accuracy series is back. I honestly wanted to continue this series for a while, but I just never got around to it. And there was nothing really holding me back. I actually have no reason for the delay. It's kinda like how it's hella hot during the summer and you keep the blanket on anyways. No doubt you're burning yourself from the inside, but it just feels right, you know? In case you're new to the series, let me catch you up to speed. I take a superhero from any live action role, whether that be TV or movies, and compare him or her to their comic book counterpart. On a recognition scale, I weigh out whether the character's inaccurate or accurate, depending on the things that's shown on screen. And no, don't worry, we are not including skin on skin vulgar scenes. We gotta keep it PG-13, yo, or else that YouTube rev ain't coming in. This video's topic is X-Men's iteration of Quicksilver, who is portrayed by Evan Peters. He was pretty great, making the one from Avengers straight up look like the yellow starburst of the Speedster pack.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Like his comic book counterpart, he gets by things pretty quickly. He was so fast that everything around seemingly slowed down, and he continued to speed up to over 8,000 times the speed of sound. Most people usually argue that Quicksilver was only able to run up to Mach 4 or Mach 10, but he was actually capable of running faster than radio waves. Radio waves are a form of electromagnetic radiation, meaning it travels at the speed of light. Thus, the original Quicksilver was able to indeed run faster than the speed of light. This one doesn't run at the speed of light, but him being able to save dozens of mutants from the exploding X-Mansion in X-Men Apocalypse makes him one of the fastest live-action speedsters to date. So that's gotta compensate for something. But aside from his speed, his name basically says it all of what Fox Studios did to the Marvel Speedster. They changed Pietro to Peter because this is my United States of whatever. Everything about him is essentially westernized. From the shiny kicks to the in-ear headphones, everything about him just screams America. The Maximoff twins were raised by Django Maximoff after their mother died, and their dad Magneto decided to play hide and seek and never seeked. They were raised around Gypsy Roma European culture, and none of that is present in the X-Men movie series. And that doesn't mean he should have had an Eastern European accent similar to that of dead Quicksilver's, but I mean that whole background is just gone. And on top of that, the Scarlet Witch is basically non-existent in this universe. There was a reference to her in Days of Future Past, with Quicksilver's mom telling his younger sister to bug her instead of Logan.
Go upstairs and bug your sister.
But she bugs me.
But that scene was deleted. Not only are we not sure if this is even Wanda, it could be just another non-mutant random sister the movie's conjured up for a gag, but it's not even in the actual movie, meaning it's not canon. Don't get me wrong, I still love his music choice. Seriously, I have way too many remixes of Sweet Dreams it's unhealthy for one person to have.
Oh, baby!
And because Marvel and Fox kinda have imaginary beef right now, there was a retcon a while back that made it so that Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch were no longer mutants. So his origin story in the X-Men universe literally goes from 2% milk to spoiled milk in the span of 2 seconds. Additionally, in the comics, they also retconned the fact that Magneto was ever their father. Pietro was the actual birth child of Django and Maria Maximoff. He was never adopted. He was never a mutant. He and his sister were given their powers through experimentation from the High Evolutionary. They were lightweight, just stolen like a pair of Yu-Gi-Oh cards right from their own home. Quicksilver's outfit also was very distant from the iconic blue spandex. I'm not saying he should have sported something as pansy as this, but I mean they should have done some variation of it. Okay, you know what? I'll take that back. They had a pretty cool looking iteration of it at the end of X-Men Apocalypse. Hopefully he uses it a lot in Dark Phoenix. Looking at him more personality-wise, he gets a little bit more similar to his comic book counterpart. He does have some sense of over-cockiness that gets him into trouble sometimes, like when he thought he could best Apocalypse, but then just ended up getting handicapped. And he also does show a teensy bit of impatience. When the 3 members of the Bicep Brigade went into his house, he was interrupting them and looking through all of their junk without them even noticing. In the OG source, he came off more as a rebellious and arrogant prick who thought everyone was so damn slow. When things don't go his way, he can get real heated. He gets frustrated very easily. In that one scene, we find out this is sorta like him. He's a little triggered by people around him, constantly thinking they have prejudice against mutants. It's also implied that he's a kleptomaniac, a disorder where you got a knack for stealing, by Xavier and his large amount of, what are those, ding-dongs? Which is completely parallel to the original Quicksilver character. Pietro in the comics often embraced his role as an outlaw, or someone who got thrill from doing crazy stuff. In Days of Future Past, he's convinced into breaking Magneto out of jail by the sheer fact that he gets the chance to break into the Pentagon. So Evan Peters' Quicksilver gets him pretty much on the nail personality-wise, and a teensy-weensy little bit with his looks. Namely just the silver hair and the costume we saw for only like 3 seconds at the end of Apocalypse. But his origin story and his character background is barely close to what it's originally supposed to be. Everything about him is completely Americanized, and as of 2015, from the comic Uncanny Avengers number 4, he and Scarlet Witch were confirmed to never have been mutants at all. So him being a mutant, though it was accurate to the comics at one point not too long ago, isn't so accurate anymore. With all that being said, it's a toss-up. Half of the character is pretty accurate, other half not so much. I'd say he's close enough. Anyways, that's probably all the time I got for today. I don't know if this is going to be a yearly thing or if I should do more of these more often. Let me know down in the comment section below of who you want to see next in the next comic book accuracy video. In the meantime, if you found this video entertaining, then don't leave a brother hanging. Hit that like and subscribe button. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And for more of my videos, just click right here.